Today we're going to be turning this into a gate. I've got it temporarily hung in here. If you watched last week's video, this is going to be a mini series of installing this fence, building the gate, and installing the gate and all the gate hardware. The gate hardware I'm going to be using is from National Hardware. It comes with 2 hinges, the latch, the handle, and the catch. I bought an additional hinge for the middle because I want 3 hinges. This is a big gate. So the first thing we need to do is finish this gate frame. I still have the diagonal bracing to put in, and we're going to do that right now. Hi everybody, I'm Jim Dierdorf and this is Detroit DIY. Let's get started. I want to run my bracing from here down to here, and I've got this cut at 54 inches because there is a super easy way to find these angles, and that's what I'm going to show you. And a T-bevel is not going to work because this is longer than it is high. It's not a square, it's a rectangle. So I've got this cut at 54 inches and I'm going to hold it up here exactly how I want it. Then I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm going to mark it on each side, top and bottom, so that I come up with marks like these. Then I will use them to create my angle. Then I'll come back, test fit it, and I'm going to make another one for the bottom. These should be 2 equal distances, so this exact one should work down there also. If it does, I'm just going to trace it out and put it in. Let's get these cut. Now with my angles cut, I've checked, it fits nicely down here. I've cut a second one. I've drilled 2 pocket screw holes, 1 on each end. This will get 3 screws on each end, but just 1 pocket screw. Now I'm going to do the same thing here, get this pushed into place. Nice, I like that. Let's get the other 2 screws in. I'm going to be using 3.5 inch coated screws for the other 2 screws in each end. And we're just going to run right up through the bottom here. Watch out, buddy. And then the same thing down here. My hinges are going to get installed the top and bottoms with the center of this 2x4. So when I come over here, I'll have 1 lag bolt with nothing to grab a hold of. So I'm going to install this little piece of 2x4 right here with some pocket screws so that that lag bolt has some material to dig into. Alright, I'm going to finish getting those 2 installed. So I've taken my pencil and marked the approximate of the block I just put on the other side and the 2x4 that's the framework for the gate. Now I want to just set my hinge up here on the opening, line it up in the center of that. Get it fairly centered on my marks, Make sure that my hinge pin is straight up and down and in the center of my opening. Now I'm just going to take my pencil and mark the center of my hinges. This mark is good. I'm going to use that one. This one's just a little bit lower. Also, you want to make sure you put the hinge pin up because it just slides in. Now with my straight edge, I want to go ahead and connect these two lines. Now getting the bolt holes centered in the lines, then I just want to draw the center of this first hole. With that hole location marked, I'm going to drill a pilot hole with a 3/16 drill bit. Then with my drill set in the number 1 setting, get this screw in. Line it up center of the holes. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and drill the pilot holes for these two and then attach this side last. There's some of this slop in here and I want to make sure that that is down so that my gate doesn't instantly sag. I'm going to run these in most of the way with the drill, but I'm going to finish them with a ratchet. It was a little hard on the finish right here. I should have finished it with the ratchet. I did the others that way, but you get in a hurry, right? For hand tightening fasteners of all types, I really like this gear ratchet setup. It's hollow through the center, so you can do, when you have anchored threaded rod in, the rod will just pass through. You don't need deep wall sockets. This is an amazing tool set. I'm going to put a link in the description. Check it out. I don't think that you will be dissatisfied in what you get. With those three in and tight, I'm going to go ahead and drill the pilot holes for all three of these. Now, like I was saying, before I drill them, I am going to hold down on this hinge so that all that slop is out. The same as over here, I'm just going to go ahead and run these three bolts in. With this hinge installed, I'm just going to replicate the process 2 more times and get the other 2 installed. We'll take a look when I get them done. I have all 3 of my hinges on, but before I can take my supporting strips off, I need to screw my fence boards to my diagonal braces, and I'm going to be using 1 5/8" screws to do that. 2 screws per board to make sure I get the structure locked solid to those braces. I can see the bracing through the slots in the fence, so it makes it easy to get a screw right in the center. going to go ahead and finish getting those in. Then we'll get these slats off and this gate will be opening and closing. With all my diagonal bracing screwed, I'm ready to get these hanger strips off. If you watch my last video, you'll see how I hung the gate in here with some temporary blocking. And then this is what I used to hold it exactly where I want it. We now have a functioning gate minus a latch. Let's get that on. Before I can install my latch, I need to add this little strip of wood. So I'm just going to lay it up on here and scribe it out. I'm going to get this cut and we'll get it on. With that block installed, I'm going to go ahead and get a pilot hole in it. Alright. With the pilot hole drilled, I'm going to go ahead and get this first bolt in. And it's very important that we keep the end of this tight into the latch. So that's why I wanted to drill this one first, to allow me the ability to push this tight. Now I'm going to get this second pilot hole drilled and this bolt in. The last thing I need to do is install this handle. So the same thing, we're going to drill some pilot holes that goes right over the top of the latch. With my handle looking pretty plumb, I'm going to go ahead and get this bottom bolt in. And then we have one more smaller bolt to install right here. I'll have to switch out my pilot bits. And then basically we're going to be done. Okay, with the last bolt installed, this gate is finished. The only thing missing, in my opinion, is a handle for the inside. I'll go to the hardware and pick a couple of them up later. Let's check this out. It's a nice big gate. I'm very happy with how this turned out. That's all we got for this time. I'd like to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed yourself, click on one of those two videos that are going to pop up next to me, and we'll see you soon.